Welcome to this episode of Jammers, a wrestling magazine collection special, because I am not doing a history of WrestleMania today. No, I'm going to take a little break on that one because, well, that WrestleMania 7 one that I still need is on its way. It should be here tomorrow, I'm hoping. Maybe I'll get the video out Thursday on my day off. I'm hoping if it's in tomorrow, I can. And I also want to get a magazine for WrestleMania 8, so I'm looking into getting that. So I'm taking a little break, but what a perfect time to take that break because I had a lot of recent purchases lately for these WWF program magazines. Now, I'm not really big in the programs too much. I don't think I will collect them all because A, it's probably impossible. And B, I'm kind of got to watch what I'm doing with my room here, right? I don't want to run out of space, and it's pretty close, right? Like it's looking around, looks like I'm running out of space, which I probably am. But I know there's certain programs I want depending who's on the cover, and I found a lot of these at really good prices. So I thought let's take a look today at my recent purchases of WWF programs. And right here we see automatically the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, on the cover. A great magazine shot of Ted there early in his WWF run in 1987. And I really like Ted on covers. The $1 Million Man really looks good on the covers of magazines. He has a presence of himself where he looks like a superstar. And I guess that gimmick also helps, right? Being a $1 Million Man, if you would. So I made sure to purchase this one. Next up, I should show you who's on the back too. Outlaw Ron Bass is on the back. Next up is this one with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on it. The Dragon breathes fire. Steamboat's after Savage. It's really, really interesting when you find a WWF magazine of any kind with Ricky Steamboat on the cover. I only have one so far, and that is the one with him with the Intercontinental title on it that he won at WrestleMania 3 off Randy Savage. And here's another one with him on the cover. So I knew I had to add this to the collection. I love Steamboat, one of the greats. So it was definitely, well, of course he is. Look, I have a whole collection over here of Steamboats, right? Like that whole right there is all magazine covers with Steamboat behind that one. So definitely a welcome addition to the collection. Let's take a look at who is on the back of this one. The Honky Tonk Man with the Colonel Jimmy Hart. Next up, we see Jake the Snake Roberts. Snakes Alive. Jake the Snake Roberts with Damien on the cover here. Of course, I have a shelf of just Jake the Snake magazines. This is another perfect addition to that. Always liked Jake. He was always, let me fix that a bit if I can. There we go. I guess that's good enough. I was like Jake. He was just perfect, a WWF superstar, just one of the best back then, and really had a cool look, a cool presence to himself. So I made sure to get the Jake magazines as well with him on the cover. And we have Sika Fright Might on the back here. Of course, that would be Roman Reigns' father, the Wild Samoan Sika. A WWF program magazine with Hercules on the cover here. This would have been good for my WrestleMania 3 history. Now that I look at it, it says Hercules hated by Haynes. Of course, Hercules and Billy Jack Haynes had the big match at WrestleMania 3 where Billy Jack got bloodied with the steel chain by the mighty Hercules after the match. But it's very rare to see Hercules on a cover. There is another program with Herc on the cover from later on. I want to say maybe it's from 89 or 90 maybe, but it was way too much money. I saw it online. It was like ridiculous. I was like, no, it's not for that. I got one here with Herc on it. If I get the other one at a cheaper price, I'll go for it. But Brutus Beefcake on the back too. Look at that. That looks awesome. Big fan of Brother Brudai, am I? Here we see another program with Jake the Snake Roberts on it. It says Jake the Snake Roberts, master of Damien and the DDT. So again, another addition for the Jake collection. Always happy to see that. And we get the Big Boss Man on the back of that one. Now we get to this section here where these were all like individuals I bought. This was a lot here I got of I think like 8 or so magazines of programs. I forget the number, but we're gonna see here in a second. It starts off with this one. Now I already own this one, so I'm gonna actually sell this one because the one I have is in pretty good shape already, and I don't need this one. So this will be getting sold down the road, and there's no pictures anymore on the back here for the newer ones. Here we see this one with the British Bulldog with the Intercontinental Championship on it. So I already have this program as well, but I don't know if you remember the video I did. There's holes in it. And I'll just wait 1 second. I'll get it here to show you. So when I got this magazine, I didn't think I'd ever find a good version of it, like a perfect version of it. See what I mean? So this is the one I have, and there's holes in it. You can see the holes right there. So someone punched it like with a 3-hole punch that you would for like papers and such in a binder. See what I mean? Look at that. You could see like right through. Like there's just like why would they do that? There's holes. It's just so weird. So this would probably just get junked. I don't want to sell it to anyone. To me, it's damaged. That's how I look at it. This was kind of being a placeholder until I came across a better version, and I did. And here it is right here with the bad guy, Reza Ramon, on the back of it. Here we see Rugged Ronnie Garvin. Rugged Ronnie rules the ring. Of course, Rugged Ronnie came over from the NWA. Actually, if I remember correctly, he went to the AWA first, then jumped ship to the WWF. He went over to the AWA and won their AWA television title, and then came to the WWF. His claim to fame in the WWF was that feud with Greg the Hammer Valentine, and late 1980. I guess it started in the spring of 1989. And it went to Royal Rumble 90 is where it finished, and that awesome submission match. I remember when I was a kid, I did not like that match. I thought it was kind of boring. And now that I'm older, I appreciate how awesome it is. It really is. I thought it was a well-done match between Ronnie and Greg. I thought those two had good chemistry with each other. Maybe it's because it's that, old style, early 80s Mid-Atlantic NWA style that they both had. And it just worked for some reason in the WWF at the time. Ronnie then would go on to just kind of be there to put over talent and such in 1990 before finally leaving the company. I think he was done at the end of 1990. I don't think he was there still in 1991. But the only pay-per-view appearances Ronnie was on, I mean, he was in the Royal Rumble 89. He was in WrestleMania 5. He was in SummerSlam as a referee. He was in Survivor Series 89. He was in Royal Rumble 90. And that was it. He didn't have anything else. He wasn't in WrestleMania 6. He wasn't in SummerSlam 90. So Ronnie, his WWF career wasn't as probably as positive as he was hoping it would be. And we get a sweet photo here of Andre the Giant on the back. Superfly, Jimmy Snuka, high flying Fijian, I guess it would be. Yeah, Fijian. I'll try to say that fast 5 times, right? This, of course, Jimmy Snuka's return to the WWF after leaving in 85, I think it was, right after WrestleMania 1. Snuka was no longer a part of the World Wrestling Federation. Came back in 1989 at WrestleMania 5, and Snuka would be there for a few years before going off to NWA Eastern Championship Wrestling and winning the heavyweight title there and television title there. But we see a rare glimpse of the Superfly on a WWF magazine cover here of this program. And on the back, we got the model, Rick Martel, who, by the way, has just made a return into the wrestling scene by going to these conventions and wrestling cons. He was just at one not too long ago, maybe I think it was a few weeks ago, made big news about it because, Rick Martel hasn't done that for years. He hasn't done any wrestling conventions. So to come out, meet the fans again, have autographs, photos taken. I think it was a big deal for Rick Martel, and it was a big deal for the fans, too, to have that opportunity to meet the model. Toot Toot Tugboat. Here he is. Tugboat makes the cover, full steam ahead. Tugboat, of course, coming into the WWF here from Dusty Rhodes Florida company. I think it was PWF, I believe it was called in Florida, that Dusty created after getting fired from the NWA in late 1988 or early 1989, whenever it was that Dusty got let go. He had the PWF for like, I don't know, 6 months or so, and then got signed to the WWF. But I think it still ran even after that, because Tugboat didn't come over till 1990. He was the big steel man as a bad guy, if my memory is right about that, down in Florida. But in the WWF, he was a big time babyface as Tugboat, who was good friends with Hulk Hogan in 1990 and early 1991. Then we get Sergeant Slaughter on the back, who just came back as a villain into the WWF. Here we have another program with Jake the Snake Roberts on it. Has his eyes on the model. That's right, because during this time frame, Jake the Snake and Rick Martel were having a good little feud, all thanks to getting sprayed in the eye with some arrogance on the Brother Love show. Jake the Snake would feud with the model for a while, actually. I mean, he had Survivor Series 90. They had their 4-on-4 match. They had encounters at the Royal Rumble. And then, of course, WrestleMania 7, they had that ridiculous blindfold match, which you could tell they could see out of it, because there's a point where Jake's putting the blindfold on and he has his hands underneath, and you can kind of see his hand in the mesh there. So they could definitely see what was happening, and that's what made that match even funnier now when you look back at it. Let's see who's on the back of Jake here. Sergeant Slaughter again. The Sarge makes another cover on the back. Here we see a newer style of the WWF program with the writing on the side. This would probably be from 1992 with the looks of Tatanka's outfit here. So we have Native American Tatanka, bravest of the Braves, on the cover. Tatanka was an incredible superstar in the World Wrestling Federation in 92 and 93 and early 94. He had the heel turn at SummerSlam 94 on Lex Luger to join the $1 Million Corporation with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. But I feel like Tatanka's WWF career there kind of sunk and tanked a bit with that heel turn. The initial heel turn was cool, but everything after that didn't really follow up. I mean, Lex and Tatanka didn't really have a proper ending on the pay-per-view. Their ending happened on the WrestleMania 11 special show on USA Network, where I think Lex beat Tatanka in a steel cage match, and that was it. Tatanka, his undefeated streak from 92 to 93 in October, when Ludwig Borga beat him, was incredible. It really was. You didn't know, like, is Tatanka going to lose a match? Is he going to be undefeated forever? I remember WrestleMania 9 thinking, how are they going to get away with Tatanka having a title match with Shawn Michaels and if he doesn't win? But, of course, Tatanka won by disqualification. Thus, he won the match, not the Intercontinental title. But I think Tatanka would have made a great Intercontinental champion then. But I think the problem would have been was he was undefeated. So if he wins it, when he loses it, he's going to be his first defeat and losing the title at the same time. So I guess they had to have him get defeated first before he had any title runs, and unfortunately he never did. The closest he came to another title run would have been the Royal Rumble 95 tournament finals for the tag titles, where he and Bam Bam Bigelow lost the 1-2-3 Kid and Bob Sparkplug Holly, right? So Tatanka, unfortunately, never got a championship reign in the WWF. And here, there's no back photos anymore. Now we see the WrestleMania 9 hotline. So this would have been early 1993 then for the WrestleMania 9 hotline. So that's interesting. And last but not least, we have this special here. I ended up buying, luckily, it was a little overpriced, but I didn't care. I had to get these because I never see them on eBay. The Volume 4 of the Ultimate Warrior Spotlight, and of course, the Volume 17 of the Ultimate Warrior Spotlight. And, you just don't see those magazines really on eBay. I never see these come up. These two are rare. Like, I'll see other ones come up all the time. Like, I'll always see the Hulk Hogan one, or the Randy Savage one, or Roddy Piper or something. I never see these, and I had to get them. So I'm only missing one WWF Spotlight magazine now, and then I'll have them all. And that one is Andre the Giant. It's easily available in the United States. I see it on there all the time. Like if I was to go to ebay.ca and type in Andre the Giant Spotlight, and then go to click on North America instead of just Canada, I'll see it. It's on there, but it's not on. No one from Canada is selling it. So I'm hoping one day I find it and I can get it and finish the collection, and then my Spotlight will be over with. It will be done. I'll have them all. And oops, what is this? Oh, never mind. Anyways, yeah. So that was my video for today. Now there are still a lot of programs I want to get. I still want to get the one with. There's another one with the British Bulldogs on the cover. There's another one with Wyndham and Rotundo on the cover. There's Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik with the tag titles on the cover. There's Greg Valentine with the Intercontinental title, Tito with the Intercontinental title, Hogan with the WWF title. But some of these are just hard to find. They're older, or I might not come across them. It is what it is, you know. The hunt is always fun when it comes to this, and that's what I love about collecting these magazines. The hunt is the fun. So I'm going to keep hunting away in hopes I can find all the ones I want to get. Like I said, would it be cool to have all the WWF program magazines? Yeah, it would be, no doubt. But is it going to happen? I doubt it. And if it doesn't happen, I just want to get the ones that I really want. Now, some of those I got in that lot, I probably wouldn't have bought on my own. I wouldn't have bought in Rugged Ronnie Garvin or, Tugboat, but they're there. And the price was good, and I mainly got it for the Tatanka cover and the British Bulldog cover, and one of the Jake the Snake covers, and but then come to think of it, maybe it would be cool to get one of every guy to be on the cover, right? Like Rugged Ronnie Garvin was never on the cover of a WWF magazine, but he was on the cover of a WWF program magazine, so that's kind of neat, right? I think a lot of guys are going to be on the program covers that weren't on the actual monthly WWF magazine covers that you could buy in stores or, subscribe to. So I'll probably maybe try to get the guys who you just won't see anywhere else on the cover. That might be kind of cool to do. Maybe one day I'll do a complete video of all the WWF programs I have, because I have a lot now. When I think about it, there's a lot in my collection, and I'm looking at, a few right now. Here, I'll just lift this up so you can see. There's the Macho Man with Liz. There's one there. There's Macho with the title. There's one there. Up here is the Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo one. So there are, a lot of there's programs. They're just there. So. And there's some behind those magazines. I have like a few Macho Man covers with programs, and Miss Elizabeth, I got like 3 of her programs, I think. So, I think it's safe to say that I'd like to get a lot of those now for sure. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do about space in here. Really am running out of room, but the collection will never stop, right? It keeps moving and going. And I know people, sometimes the older you get, it's quality over quantity. And I get that. But right now, I don't know. I think the quality and quantity is perfectly fine in here at the moment. Everything I have, I'm pretty content with. I don't see myself downsizing anything. I just think I need to maybe reorganize some things a little better, or figure something out. I'll just do. I always do in here. I always figure something out to create more space for the madness that is these wrestling magazines. All right, guys. Thanks for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any program magazines as well at home, or if you have the Spotlight Andre the Giant magazine. Let me know if you have that, because that's like my white whale right now. I need to find that just to complete the spotlights, and then I'll be happy and content with knowing that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, for you Canadians out there, and maybe Americans too. And maybe UK's. I don't know how this works elsewhere, but at least in Canada right now, we're getting WrestleMania shippers. They're called PDQs, which that really stands for pretty damn quick. That's the code name. That's what a PDQ stands for. And it's it's a box shipper of WWE wrestling figures right now that are coming in, the WrestleMania shipper, because it has WrestleMania on it with Roman Reigns. And my Walmart just got them. There's a little shit ton of figures. I'm talking like the tag sets, elites, so many elites. There's an elite line there with Axe and Smash, Demolition, Nikki Bella, the Great Khali, Roman Reigns. There's another set with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. There's another elite set of Survivor Series figures of Bret Hart, JD McDonough, Cody Rhodes, and the 1-2-3 Kid. There is like Street Fighter figures of like The Rock, the Ultimate Warrior, and Rey Mysterio. And there is the WWE LJN style figures of the Ultimate Warrior, King Kong Bundy, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they're so cool. Like, it was just cool to see all these figures in there. And man, those LJNs are pretty neat. I'll be honest. They are cool to look at. It's weird seeing them in person because it's like a blast from the past, man. It's like it's 1989 again, and you're looking at these figures in your store. It's like, man, this takes me back, So that was cool to see, especially the Bundy. And the Warrior that was there was black carded too. It wasn't the blue card. So I got to see a black card Warrior and a blue carded Bundy. There was one Warrior, two Bundys, both blue card, and two Austins, one a black card and one blue card. But the Austin ones didn't really connect with me because that figure wasn't around back then, right? Like these figures like Steve Austin or Logan Paul or John Cena, they're all new styles. Even the Dusty Rhodes figure probably wouldn't impress me because they didn't have an LJN of Dusty back then. It's neat they did that now, but I don't have any sentimental feelings for that because it never existed. But to see Bundy and Warrior in person, man, that was cool. And they're so light compared to the original LJNs because of how they make these ones. So just cool. But honestly, this is my opinion. If you're collecting them, I think they look better in the package. I think those are figures that need to be in package because you can go out and find a King Kong Bundy from 1986 for a reasonably good price, probably $40, and that's how much you're spending on these newer ones. So you might as well keep the newer ones packaged because they just look cool. And I'm kind of concerned that people over time will open them up and sell them online saying they're the original, and you're not going to know any better because you're just looking at photos. Like, yes, you can kind of see that line in the stomach area where they are different, but it's going to be tricky because that Bundy looks spot on to the other Bundy. So yeah. Anyways, guys, keep your eyes out for that. The Walmart WrestleMania shipper will be in all Walmart stores, and it's kind of cool to see. So that's something for you guys to keep your eyes out if you're a wrestling figure collector. All right, guys, until I do my next one, I'll talk to you later.